So you're dealing with the debt collector, and that debt collector sends you a text message. Is that always in violation of the FDCPA Fair Debt Collection Practices Act? Is it never in violation? Does it depend? So I want you to watch this video if you're interested in debt collectors and text messages. My name is John Watts. I'm a consumer protection lawyer, and we sue debt collectors multiple times every month. And one thing we sue them for are illegal text messages under the FDCPA. So this is a case from Oklahoma last year, and it's a default judgment, which normally we don't look a whole lot at default judgments, but here the judge goes through some analysis and says, okay, this violates the FDCPA, this other thing violates the FDCPA. So I think it's worth looking at if you're interested in text messages and debt collectors. So let's get to the part here. So let's look at these facts. And so this company, PRS, starts sending text messages. All scheduling for court summons have been postponed. Please contact firm handling your case. Resolve this matter before you're served. And then it gives a phone number. Now, it does not say this is an attempt to collect the debt. It does not say any information obtained will be used for that purpose. It also lies about a lawsuit has been filed. And then it lies about whether a law firm is involved. And doesn't state the amount of the debt or the name of the creditor to whom it's owed. So there's a bunch of things that the plaintiff, the consumer, has said, you did this wrong. So then the consumer calls, they speak with them, they lie about who they are, the law offices of Premium Resolution Services, and they say a lawsuit will be filed, which is a lie. And so the court says, all right, let's go through the analysis of the FDCPA. So, and different courts phrase it differently. It's all the same thing. But number one, the plaintiff is a consumer. Number two, the defendant's a debt collector. And number three, it violates the law. Okay. So a consumer is defined as a natural person obligated or allegedly obligated to pay a debt. And the debt would not be a business debt, but would be a consumer or personal type debt. And then they say the defendant's a debt collector. And so let's look at the law. It's mainly focused on this section 1692E, which has to do with lying and deception. And then it says, okay, now you also have to provide certain information here. Okay, this is in the first written communication or the first one, or within 5 days of the first written communication or other communication. And so you have to give a bunch of stuff. This is known as a 1692G notice. And so here the court says, all right, you violated the law by falsely representing the legal status, okay, because they made it look like a lawsuit had been filed. And then you said you're a law firm. That's illegal. And then you gave a name that wasn't your real name, okay. And all that's, that's useful. But here's what we want to focus on right here. Finally, failed to make certain required disclosures and violated mandatory standards for attempt to collect the debt. Text message failed to disclose PRS was a debt collector. So if we go back and look at, it just talks about a lawsuit. Now it might say you have a very important personal matter. Well, that's not good enough here. Okay. So you've got to say that you are a debt collector attempting to collect the debt. You did not identify yourself in this text message. So if you're getting text messages from debt collectors, you say, okay, do they make it clear they are a debt collector? Do they make it clear they're collecting a debt? Do they make it clear what their name is? And then what about the amount of the debt, the name of the creditor? Now, that would not have to be in every text, but if you had not already received that by email or by letter, then it should be in the text message. And then there has to be some disclaimers in here about, any information obtained would be used for that purpose. Now, they don't put that. And look, none of them do. Okay? Some of these collectors will put some of these things, but they won't put everything. And they'll say, well, we don't have enough space. Too bad. If you're going to text, you have to follow the FDCPA. You can't say, well, we really want to text, and because of pricing or other reasons, we don't have enough room to put all this stuff, so I guess we get a free pass. No, you get sued is what happens. So the rest of this doesn't really pertain to us, deals with some state law stuff here. But I just wanted you to see this, to kind of be thinking about this. Hey, am I getting text messages? What's in those messages? I would definitely save them. Do a screenshot. And then, if nothing else, email it to yourself. Okay, if you have like a Gmail account, a Yahoo account or something. So it's up in the cloud, right? So if you lose your phone or somehow your text message gets deleted, you have a screenshot of it. Make sure the screenshot has the date and the time. And depending on your phone, if you take a screenshot the day it's sent, it may just say something like today, right? So that's fine to do, but then the next day I would take another screenshot of it so you can clearly see, oh, this was sent on May 27th at 2:33 p.m. And then talk to a lawyer about this, a lawyer who does this type of work, who sues debt collectors and understands about text messages, and see, okay, do I have something here? Now, sometimes we may say, hey, let's go ahead and sue. Other times we may say, hey, why don't you respond to that collector by text? I mean, they've reached out to you by text. You reach out to them by text. Let's see what they say. And a lot of times they'll have it where you can't communicate with them by text, which seems a little odd, right? That they say, well, I can text you, but you can't text me. I think that's a problem for them. Okay. So sometimes we text them, we get back the message, we can't accept text, and then we reach out maybe by email or some other way and like, hey, what is this? I mean, you guys, you're texting me, but you won't accept a text back? Like, what's the deal with that? Okay. And so it's definitely worth knowing what your rights are, because you may have the ability to sue the collector, which tends to have a great encouragement to them to go away, and they put some money in your pocket and leave you alone, which can be really, really helpful. So if you have just general questions, put those in the comments. If you have something specific, just reach out to me through my website, alabamaconsumer.com, and I'll be glad to do my best to answer any questions you have. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.